Hi everyone, this video will talk about the strategy for fill in the blanks, and we will look at some other word based strategies that we'll apply in XAT questions. So let's begin with what is the basic strategy for fill in the blanks. Before we start solving and before we start looking at explanations, while we are reading the sentence we should always form shadow words. These shadow words are words that can fill in the blank which is unrelated to your options, right? So you make these words by looking at the content of the sentence, by looking at the tone of the sentence, whether the word should be a positive word or a negative word or a neutral word, and by looking at connectors that are present in the sentence. Connectors can be prepositions like but, although, which means you need to change the content, which means you may need to change the tone also. A list of these connectors are available in the book, so you can refer to them to practice your strategy. Now let's look at a question from XAT 2010. Why don't you read this, pause the video, and then we'll solve. So I hope you have read the question. If you notice, there are 4 words that are cycled to create options. The 4 words in alphabetical order are allusion, delusion, illusion, and illusion. Out of these 4 words, I'm sure all of us know what an illusion is. Illusion is a false idea or deceptive impression. So instead of focusing on all the 4 words, we will focus on illusion and see which blank illusion fits into. So let's go back to the question. If you see, illusion comes in different places in all the 5 options. So let's look at the question now. While no one made any dash to the financial scandal while he was in the room, there was a feeling of awe to the dash created by the broker that had ensnared many unsuspecting investors under the dash that everyone would end up rich, and the fact that he had been celebrating his dash of the legal authorities by attending parties. So illusion here will not fit in the first blank clearly because nobody can make an illusion, right? There was a feeling of awe to the illusion created. Yes, here illusion can fit in because it is a false idea created by the broker that had snared many unsuspecting investors under the illusion. Illusion could fit here also, right? But the broker creates an illusion, and that is a better fit. That everyone would end up rich, and the fact that he had been celebrating, here of course again illusion will not fit in. So illusion best fits in the second blank, and hence we are looking at options 2 or 5. Now to solve this, we don't need to focus on all of the remaining 3 words. If you get even one word right, you will get your answer right. Even if you don't know any of the other 3 words, you can mark one of these. Your risk has really reduced a lot and move on. But let's see the remaining 3 words. Out of the 3 words, the easiest I think should be delusion. Delusion is the state of believing in a false idea. So people have delusions when they have an illusion, right? Illusion is when you refer to something, and illusion, which is the toughest, is basically the act of escaping. So now if you look at the blank, you will realize that no one made any reference. So your illusion fits. In fact, this sentence is a little incorrect. The correct sentence should have to. While no one made any allusion to the financial scandal while he was in the room, there was a feeling of awe to the illusion, right? Because many unsuspecting investors under the delusion, so delusion would best fit in here, and he was celebrating because he escaped, so illusion. Hence the best answer is option 5. Let's look at another question. Why don't you pause the video, read the question, and then we'll discuss this question. So I hope you have read the question. As you can see, the options are basically a toss-up between deciding on whether want will fit or won't will fit and 3 other words like expatiate, expiate, and expatriate, right? Now out of these 3, a lot of us may know the word expatriate. It's a person who lives outside the native country. So you may have come across this word as expats or something. So we definitely know that in the blanks, expatriate won't fit in. Between want or won't, I don't know whether you know the meaning of the word won't, but won't Want is basically the nature of a person, and won't here means will not. So won't is a verb and want is a noun. Even if we don't know whether it's a noun, we definitely know that won't, will not is a verb. So we'll just work with that. Forget the fact that want means nature, right? Let's move on. So the boss called to inform that he first blank needs a verb. However, the employees did not take it easy as they knew it was his dash. This needs a noun. So I can't have WON apostrophe T won't here, right? And I need to have won't here. So if you see the fifth option puts won't WONT in the first blank, which is wrong. As I said, the second blank should have WONT. It cannot have WON apostrophe T. So even the third option is wrong. Now we are left with the three words, and as I have already mentioned, expatriate here is wrong. So you can also eliminate option 4. Now between 1 and 2, you will have to know the meaning of expiate and expatriate. If you don't know, you have again got your options reduced to 2. You can mark 1 and move on. And if you know, then expatriate means to speak or write in detail about something, whereas expiate means to make amends for something. So when you do something wrong, you make amends for it, and that's when you use expiate. And when you explain something perhaps in detail, you use expatriate. So now again, let's look at the sentence. Any employee once caught not working would then be required to explain, and hence we want expatriate, right? And if the boss was not satisfied, the employee had to work on Sunday to amend the sin, amend the wrong, and hence we need expiate. So the answer has to be option 1. Let's look at another question. Now this question has 5 different words, so we can't really use a word-based strategy. Why don't you read, try to solve this, and we'll discuss the question. I hope you have read this. As you can see from the 5 options, 1 and 2, lonely and solitary, are more moods. I mean, children can feel lonely with adults. It's just a mood that you feel, right? Even solitary is a mood. So here you're not talking about children getting lost because they're feeling lonely or because they are lonely, right? So option 1 and 2 can hence be eliminated. Now since children are in plural, you can't have single children. Single children would be some sort of a small oxymoron. So even single children would be incorrect and can be eliminated. Now between unaccompanied and unguarded, if you see, you don't need to guard children in order to keep them from getting lost. You just need to be with them. So unaccompanied here is a better word than unguarded, and hence the correct option is 4. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.